Hi everybody, so I've heard it asked quite a few times actually, why is it that in modern wind turbines the turbine blade, the gearbox and the generator are all in the same component and then the whole lot is hoisted up in the air? That seems a bit ridiculous when you think about it, because maintenance has got to be a nightmare, and every time you want to replace something, well, you've got to crane it up there. Now there are reasons, I believe, that that's done that way, and one of the things would be the transmission of power, and of course getting the power from the actual turbine blade down to the ground where you might place a generator, well, it has challenges all of its own, and there's been a few people who have done that using things like chain mechanisms, belt mechanisms, using drive rods that go all the way down, and again they raise their own challenges. But I'm one of those people that think that if you stick it all on the ground, the challenges you've got are less than if you put it up in the air. I'm quite prepared to admit that I'm wrong. I just believe that. And the issue with it is transmitting the power, because of course a wind turbine is facing directly on. You need to bend it through 90 degrees and bring it down to the ground where your generator's waiting. And how do you do that? Because there are a limited number of options. A universal joint won't do it, it just doesn't have the range. A flexible joint is certainly going to snap. Chains and belts, well, they have their own issues. A bevel gear might be an interesting idea, I suppose. There's a whole load of ways, but there is one way that I came across that I thought was absolutely fascinating, and that is something called the Hobson couple. Now I thought that was so great that I'm going to give it a go building one myself. Of course I'm going to do the Tinkercad files, I'm going to put them in Thingiverse, and I'll put the link to the Thingiverse files in the description below. So I drew this up in Tinkercad, and it's pretty straightforward. Actually, it's only really 3 parts. What you'll need is 2 of these, 2 of these, and 3 of these. You'll also need some extra bits. So you're going to need some steel rod, and this is 8mm by 75mm. I mean, I say steel, but you could equally print out plastic rod if you just wanted to do a demonstration. But if you want something that's going to take a bit of oomph, you're going to need a bit of steel. And you're also going to need some of these things, some skater bearings, and these are 22mm by 8mm by 7mm deep, and you need 4 of those. First thing, put 2 of them into each of these, and you'll get that. Then into this you need to get another piece of steel bar, 8mm by some length. This is 120, and that goes in the centre. So you have that. Then that feeds in there, like that, and you've got a rotating drum. Now we need to put these together. To put these together, we put in 2 like that, and make up 3 of those. So I put a spacer bar on there and a spacer bar on there, and these are all made up. And what you do is slot that in, match it with the one here, and they slot in like that. Then you slot in the next one, and when they've slotted in, if you turn one of these, there you go, you'll notice that they're both turning in the same direction, and although these are fixed, they're able to transmit that through 90 degrees. But the really funky thing is when I put a drill on. Okay, so I thought that worked brilliantly. I mean, it jumped around a little bit because I haven't fixed it down, and I haven't fixed it down because I want to point this out to you. Not only will it work flat on the ground that way, of course it will work that way, and it'll work that way if we stick a wind turbine in here to bend the motion 90 degrees to take it down to a generator on the ground. But additionally, you'll see it doing it now, it will actually swivel round quite happily, doing exactly that same job, which to my mind makes it immensely useful, because we can take a wind turbine, transmit the motion to a generator, even if the wind turbine is spinning in the wind. Now, these measurements, if I take that apart, that drum is 50mm across. What that means is this bar, when it's being rotated around there, will move a distance of 50mm. So that will slide in and out 50mm. This is 35mm, so if you add those two together, the bar length must be a minimum of 85mm, or it will drop out of here, and that will make it catch, because it needs to come just to the edge of there. If it comes any further, it'll wobble and it'll catch, so we need it to come to about there. So if you make that 90 millimeters long, not 70 like I said earlier in the video, because I have a bit of a brain fart, you make that 90, that's the minimum length of that, and we need it to be 90 because that's 50 by 35 plus a bit of extra. So that's the length of that bar. I only put one spacer in to stop it drifting that way. It needs another spacer so it's locked in place and it can't drift backwards and forwards, and the same for that one too. But you would just print 2 of these spacers and put the other spacer on here. That's it. I've made these files available in Tinkercad. It's really dead simple. If you fancy giving it a go and playing with that, it is called a Hobson couple. It's one of those that was used before universal joints, but actually has its place because the range that you can use these in is, I think it's 30 degrees to 180 degrees. Is it? That sounds like rubbish. It's 30 degrees to quite a long angle, so it will work sort of from that all the way up to that. So that's pretty cool when you think about it, especially for transmitting power like that. Anyway, thought I would share that mechanism with you. Hope you found it interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and please do remember to like and subscribe.